Oké. Goed. Wacht even maar. Dit gaat niet goed. Dit gaat goed. Ik had al een verkeerde. Ik zal hem.
I'll take the sample out of the glass. What am I going to do with it? I'll just put one inside the other. I can't think of anything else spontaneously.
Ja.
So hopefully the fuse doesn't blow on me again right away. And in the meantime, I really doubt if I will ever get any surprising results here. What? That can't be! Really? The sample didn't burn up completely? You can see that with the naked eye! I don't even need to do an analysis! I have to tell Dr. Lesniak! And maybe even Professor Sidorkin. This could actually be the big breakthrough! And I had almost stopped believing it would ever happen!
And you are absolutely sure that all the test conditions were controlled and complied with?
I always took random samples and rechecked everything. And I would put my hand into the fire to confirm Alexei's competence. I've worked with him for many years now.
So you performed the experiments. Did you notice anything different?
What kind of difference?
We have to check everything exactly. If the results are correct, it's a sensation. But if we register it as a sensation, and we've made a mistake, then the most we'll get afterward is a job in a natural history museum. So go through everything again slowly. We should look at the analysis together.
I only hope that we didn't miss anything. If the result is really correct, we'll go down in history.
The gentlemen are certainly very enthusiastic about their discovery. I should use this chance to have a look around Sidorkin's office. There won't be much time until this Sidorkin comes back. I'll have a look around his desk first. Maybe I'll find the passenger list at least.
Hajoken.
It's huge. That's not normal. That must be genetically engineered. The documents are entitled Security Risks and Acute Threats to the Tunguska Project. I'll have a look at that, please. If I understand this correctly, in the last few years, several attacks have been carried out on official and secret research facilities. Documents were partly destroyed, but the culprits also do not seem to shy away from bomb attacks and arson either. Eyewitnesses report seeing men in black robes. It has not been possible for the authorities to capture any of the perpetrators. Then the Secret Service FSB was entrusted with this matter, but has not been able to produce any solid results in their investigations. The assumption that this is the work of political terrorists could not be confirmed. That the attacks are being carried out by a religiously motivated sect is also being considered. I wonder if they are the same men in black robes that Eddie apparently saw and was babbling about. If all that's true, then Daddy has got bigger problems than I feared.
Ja.
I've looked at the documents once, and there's no more time to check again. Sidorkin could come back any minute. I've looked at the Some kind of scientific report about molecular biology. It's nearly all formulae, and those few words are just as incomprehensible. The piece of paper reads, "Place all documents in the safe each time you leave the room. Signed, W.I.L." If this safe has the employee list in it, then I should have a better look round here. Maybe I can find out exactly what is going on in Tunguska and what Daddy's got to do with it. Tunguska Project. Error analysis is written on these files. 2000 to 2003 at the top, and at the bottom it begins with 2004. There's not very much I can do with these in the time I have.
I thought so. The little toad is a snoop. I noticed you in Moscow at the train station.
Okay.
Not in a good way. Toads remain toads, even when they are wearing clothes. But don't worry. We're going to take care of you now.
Oh. Natuurkunde museum. Oh, natuur.
What is Kansky doing here in the middle of the night? Maybe I'm wrong, but I have a really bad feeling about him. I should definitely make sure he doesn't catch me. He probably hasn't forgotten the big bump on the back of his head yet. Finally, an answer to my question. I'm curious to see what my Irish colleague has found out.
Hi, Max. It took a little while, but the information you wanted wasn't so easy to get. It was a good thing you sent me the original letter. But I'll tell you more later. For starters, let's talk about the Irish company and the letterhead. This company used to belong to a man named Ken Morangi, and had something to do with plant fertilizer. The company was suddenly closed down, even though business was going pretty good. I unfortunately couldn't find out anything more about it either. Since then, Morangi lives like a hermit on a small island on the coast of Ireland. I've attached a map along with the mail. But now to an even more interesting story. I took a closer look at the letter you sent me. It isn't as empty as it looks at first glance. It apparently uses some kind of invisible ink. Not very imaginative, but it's apparently sufficient enough for people like you. Here are the contents of the letter. I hope you can understand it. Hello, Vladimir. Receive the documents. Copy is underway. We still have to settle the question of the handover. Ken, P.S. The whiskey is still waiting.
Wow, that sure does sound mysterious. Maybe this Morangi knows something that could help us. I'd better tell Nina. I wonder what she's doing right now. Hopefully she's doing okay. I'm really worried about her.
Damn. It is not my day today. First I sit with a bowel-sick psychopath in a train compartment, and now with a rabid dog. I've got to get out of here again quickly. As soon as we reach the next bigger village, they want to hand me over to the authorities. That would be the end of my search, and probably the end of me.
Oh, ze hebben alles van me afgejaagd.
There's a cuddly little lapdog in there playing with his little bone. Isn't he cute?
Oh, 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 oh.
A leather dog leash. It shows when and how much the dog is to be fed every day. Locked. The dog seems to prefer the left half of the cage. There's a cuddly little...
Behalve een lamp.
I'll take myself a piece.
Piece wat? Oh.
There are a lot of pieces of meat in the box. I've already got a piece of meat. That will do for now. Locked. According to the top display, the temperature is 54 degrees Fahrenheit. The lower display shows a humidity of 28%. That animal seems to be starving. There's a cuddly... I'll take myself a piece. Served with a baked potato and garlic bread. God, I'm hungry.
Meat and cha, okay.
It's too bad that I'm not a vegetarian. At least then I wouldn't have to seriously consider gulping the steak down raw. To not break the glass, I must lay it carefully into the cage. Doing that, I cannot avoid putting my hand very close to the dog. Give me a knife. I'd rather chop my own hand off. Before I get to that bone, the dog will be gnawing on mine.
Oké. Dus ik moet het botje hebben. Waar heb ik die bot voor nodig dan?
To not break... There's a cuddly little... I'll take myself a piece.
En tussentijd dat ik hem de vlees geef, moet ik dat ding, die potje met het vlees.
That animal seems to be starving. To not break the glass, I must lay it carefully into the cage. Doing that, I cannot avoid putting my hand very close to the dog.
Ligt er niks of zo? Wat heb ik gemist?
A metal pipe.
Oh.
A vacuum cleaner hose. Long, flexible, and boring. I'll take myself a piece.
Oké. Wat heb ik nu?
So, that pipe will never escape from me again.
Leash with pipe. So, he should be busy for a while.
animal is trying like crazy to get that meat in the glass. It may be more dangerous than a normal dog, but surely it's not more intelligent. A piece of bone.
Oh.
If I stick the flat side in the flap and then lever it open. There is a vacuum cleaner bag in there. I'll take it out.
En nu dan?
Locked. I should be careful about what I'm doing here with that beast of a dog in the other half of the cage, even if the dog is occupied. The animal is trying like crazy to get that meat in the glass. It may be more dangerous than a normal dog, but surely it's not more intelligent. Do I have to rummage around in that? Yes, I suppose I probably do.
Oh.
When the door has no lock, there is nothing here for me to pick, apart from my nose.
Doe dat maar in je eigen tijd. Helemaal, ja.
That lock is for a flat key. I won't get in with a hairpin. That lock is... hairpin, model number 08/15. A tuft of hair from, an animal. Served with a baked potato and garlic a vacuum cleaner hose. Long, flexible, and boring.
Oh.
Above this hatch, freedom must be endless. Hopefully no one heard that. Otherwise, my problems are about to increase. I could get onto the roof that way, as long as I don't slash an artery on those broken bits of glass.
Hoe ga ik...
can't see in there from here. The window is closed, and I am not going to be able to open it from the outside.
Oké. Jezus Christus.
There's stuffy air coming out of that pipe. It doesn't seem to have any great effect. There is a fine sieve in the pipe. There is no way the meat will pass through it. Let's see if this helps a bit. If the heater in the compartment is on, and I am assuming it is, the air should actually burn. The stink of that should be noticed, even by unwashed scientists.
Ja, ja. Crazy gal.
The odds that I'll manage that on a speeding train and survive are pretty good. About 10,000 to 1 against. But I have to mention that today is not a good day for suicide.
Oh mijn god. Hartstikke gek. Tunnel uit. Damn.
Phew, that was close.
No.
Okay, let's try this again. If anyone has information about any scientists on board, then it is this Sidorkin guy. In his function as the scientific leader, he must have hidden the information somewhere. A statue. A statue. Oh, I can turn the statue, but I can't pick it up. It seems to be anchored to the plinth. I thought Comrade Lenin went out of fashion years ago. A statue. The piece of paper reads, "Place all documents." Open. I've looked at the documents once. It's huge. Tunguska. It looks neither attractive nor very valuable. If I didn't know better, I would say he's grinning at me. I'll take the skull with me, but I won't walk carrying a complete human skeleton. The statue has clicked into position.
Hoe weet ik nog wat voor combinatie het is dan?
Books about Sir Francis Drake, Blackbeard, Henry Morgan, William Kidd, Jack Rackham, all extremely pleasant folk who sailed under the flag of the Skull and Crossbones to liberate the Seven Seas from the plague of merchants. Skeletons must be some type of scientific status symbol. I can't explain it any other way, but every second doctor or professor has one standing in his office, and even gives it a name. It looks neither attractive nor very valuable. A statue. Apparently, the right orientation of the statues triggered a secret mechanism. Soundproofed walls, and then this chair. Are they torturing people in here? Pretty. I can't see any handle or switch to open the flap with. There are restraints for hands and feet mounted onto this chair. Has someone been kept prisoner here? There are restraints for... I can't see any handle or... A book about the notorious pirate Bale Schmidt, who initially made life very difficult for the patricians and later for the colonists near Port Royal. It sounds like a mechanism has been triggered, but I cannot see any changes. The mechanism in the bookshelf has opened the flap, but there is nothing in there. Strange. Very, very strange. Pretty. Wow, that was close. I managed to survive an assassination attempt in my father's apartment and the guys from the Secret Service, only to be almost killed by a picture. Life can be strange, can't it? What sort of strange lock is that? If I understand this correctly, I should try turning all the lights off. Done.
Geen
Hopefully
idee.
the contents are worth the effort and I eventually get to find out where Daddy is. Loads and loads of documents. This damn list of personnel has to be somewhere around. Ah, here. It is definitely divided up into scientists, military, and secret service. It lists more than 100 names in the train alone and well over 1,000 in the research station. What exactly are they all doing? Whatever it is, I've got to find out if Daddy is on board the train. Well then, let's see. After some of the names, there is a cross. Are they all dead? I can only hope that the marks have another meaning. Daddy's not on the list, though. Not on the train, and not at the research station either. Does that calm me down or worry me? At least they haven't dragged him off to Russia, but therefore my only good lead has cooled right down. I'll have to look at the other documents. Who knows? It might help a little further. Here is a file with the title Tunguska Project. I ought to have a look at that. A whole load of formulae and loads of scientific stuff. I'll be old before I understand that. What? What's that? There is something written here about a Kalenkov report. It really does seem to be from Daddy. He proved in 1976 that the object found in the Tunguska region is of alien origin. On the strength of this report, the government gave the green light to the extension of the research station to carry out experiments on the fragment without any public interference. These experiments led to the discovery that it was possible to influence the behavior of animals when certain radiation fields are modified by the fragment. After that, the Tunguska project was called into life to improve the technology. Then there are pages and pages of test results. They must have done thousands of experiments on animals. Only, what is the goal? What are they promising themselves? Does it have any military use?
Oh, hello, Oleg. I hope you have good news. What? And Nina? Is she okay? Damn it, how could that have happened? I thought you were gonna keep an eye on her. No, I don't want to calm down. I made that mistake once already, and the result... Yeah, okay. Where exactly? Okay, I'm on my way.
So, if Sergei's information is correct, then this would have to be the military hospital where they brought Nina.
I hope Nina is all right. How could a complete train derail?
They think it was an attack, but for now we should not care about that. You have to get Nina out of there.
Who, me?
Yes. Alone you have a better chance of not being discovered. It was a miracle that we got this far without problems. I mean, I gave the research station an extra wide berth, but this close to it, I almost counted on being caught by the military.
Okay, and so now, how do I get in there?
Start thinking.
Great, but thanks a lot anyway for the lift here. Without you, I would never have found it.
No problem. It was a pleasure. You were pretty worried about Nina, aren't you?
Yes, hopefully nothing has happened to her.
You really like her, don't you?
Yes, nothing that wonderful has ever happened to me before.
Hey, wake up, boy. You can dream after you get Nina out of there.
Yes, you're right.
So, let's move. We don't have a lot of time. I'll wait here in case you need help somehow. Oh, don't forget, Nina has been traveling under the name of Perkova and probably has been admitted under that name. And now, good luck.
Thanks. I will probably need it too.
Yay! Ja, nou die moet zeggen, was een muis. Kat zegt het al.
I don't like him much, but nevertheless he is helping us. And what if something happens?
Nothing is going to happen. I am going to wait here, and if the alarm sounds, Plan B will go into effect.
And what is Plan B?
I am going to think about that at the appropriate time. And now, make sure you get in there.
My cell phone with all the bells and whistles. You can even make phone calls with it.
Goh, je meent het. En ik werk in de winkel die ze maakt.
It's locked. It must be electric because it doesn't have a keyhole. An intercom system. I always thought that such deserted regions didn't have electricity. A shopping bag made of cloth. A shopping bag made of cloth. It'd work as a provisional bandage if Oleg were hurt. Though apart from 2 missing fingers and a bit of confidence, there's nothing wrong with him. An intercom system. An intercom system. I always thought that such deserted regions didn't have electricity.
Yeah?
What do I say now? Hello, I'm taking a vacation in the area and just happened to come by here. It looks wonderful. Is it very old, Shirley? Can I have a bit of a closer look at the house, please?
What?
I'm a great fan of buildings and architecture out of the Tsar period.
Otherwise, everything's still okay, right? This is a hospital, not a museum.
That doesn't matter. I only want to have a look at it. I won't need very long. There aren't very many interesting buildings around here for a tourist.
It's not my fault you wanted to spend your vacation in the sticks. In any case, you can't come in here unless you're a doctor or about to die. Now leave me alone. I want to finish watching the soccer game.
He switched off the intercom. All that stuff about the architecture tourist does not belong among my best ideas. I'll have to remember for the next time I'm in such a situation that art does not bring me very far.
Waar die creepy sounds eigenlijk voor? Oh shit.
Seems pretty spooky, more like a haunted castle.
Nou,
I should get Nina out of there as quick as I can. The guy has switched off the intercom.
mayday, mayday.
My cell phone with all the bells and whistles. It's locked. It must be electric because it doesn't have a keyhole. There are small red berries hanging on that bush.
Hanging on the bush. Shrub.
My doctor always said I should eat more fruit. Well, maybe picking more fruit is a good start. It really seems to be an ambulance. The writing on it is in Russian. I can't read it, but there's a phone number next to it. 03112. My cell phone with all...
Even kijken hoor.
Her cell phone is off. I just tried it a moment ago. Luring the ambulance out may be a good idea, but I need a plausible reason for them to come out. Luring the And what if something happens?
Nothing is going to happen. I am going to wait here. And if the alarm sounds, plan B.
And
I am going to...
Nou, verzin je toch iets?
my cell phone... The guy has switched off the intercom.
Raar geluid trouwens.
Luring the ambulance out may be a good idea, but I need a plausible reason for them to come out. It'd work as a provisional bandage if Oleg were hurt. Though apart from 2 missing fingers and a bit of confidence, there's nothing wrong with him. Now I've got a carrier bag full of holes and horrible red stains. Here, tie this around the hand with the missing fingers. Maybe we can fool the medic into thinking you've only just lost them, if he doesn't look too closely. I hope my plan works.
Yeah. Echo.
Hello. My friend is badly hurt. I think he's lost a couple of fingers. Yes, I'm standing here at the bus stop in front of the hospital. Please, send someone out quickly. I think he's bleeding to death. Yes, but please, hurry. I now only hope that Oleg's acting qualities are sufficient enough to convince the ambulance driver of his story.
April Fools. Serieus?
Well, now I'm in the courtyard. Now I just have to find Nina.
Nina. Oh, Nina.
It seems to be a sewage pipe. It runs into the top floor.
Oh, Nina. Da, 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 da.
Empty syringes, soiled bandages, and a finger. I wonder if Oleg would... No, I'd better not. I'd rather not think about whose guts have been removed with these. Something is casting these shadows. Something very, very close.
Huh?
There's a key in the lamp. It's a strange hiding place, but better than putting it under the doormat. Because of the heat of the lamp, this key is really hot. I don't really want to touch it with my bare hands. It should work with that. It fits. And into the lion's den. Hopefully no one's in the cellar. There's a whole load of medicines and chemical stuff in it. The labels on these bottles are all printed with chemical formulas. As long as I don't know what is in there, I'll leave them where they are. A dictation machine. Maybe there's a recording of Nina on it.
Patient 1835, severe psychological and neural problems, currently in a coma. During the observation period, the patient exhibited symptoms such as optical and acoustic hallucinations, reflexive muscle contractions, and incontinence. Patient also exhibited psychogenic reactions, temporary amnesia, partial facial paralysis, and spots in front of the eyes. Damage to the temporal lobe caused by external influences, fracture of the right wrist, various contusions, and hematomas in the area of the head and arms. Apart from some of the external injuries, the patient exhibits similar symptoms as the other patients. The report must be completed as soon as possible and faxed to Moscow.
Damn, the batteries are running right down. That sounds terrible. What does "as with the other patients" mean? Does it mean that these behavioral and consciousness problems appear on a lot of people? If yes, why? What is the cause? I'll have to tell Nina about that, because something here is not right. I don't know what it is, but I definitely don't like it. Not at all. The labels on these bottles are all... The batteries are flat, but the recording seems to be at an end anyway. It's probably broken, and that's why it's just sitting here. There are medical records in here, all sorted alphabetically. Maybe I can find out what they did to Nina. K, Koch, Kyo, Cam. No records on Nina. Wait, Oleg said she was traveling under a false name, something with P. Perkova. So let's have a look. P. Pow. Perez. Perez Manuel. Wasn't he the one who went on the Tunguska expedition with Nina's father? And he was here too? That's very interesting. I should have a look at that. If my rudimentary medical knowledge isn't fooling me, there's something here about extreme behavioral and consciousness disturbances. Perez's behavior obviously showed such strange symptoms unrecorded in any known illness. That was ages ago. In the meantime, research should have... It looks like they tried to find out about the illness by carrying out experiments on him. Through the cranium without an anesthetic. That's ghastly. Electroshocks, straitjacket, shock therapy. That reads like a torture report out of the Middle Ages. But the poor guy seems to have survived it. Then, a few weeks ago, he was sent back to his home country after an application from a certain Dr. Nicole Charlois to a small suburb of San Cristobal west of Havana. It looks like he obviously resisted so violently that they had to give him the double doses of phenylcyclidine piperidine. I believe that sedative has been forbidden for a while now. That's strange. Perez has been here for almost 30 years, and suddenly they're shipping him off to Cuba? And Nina's father disappears without a trace shortly thereafter. I would be astonished if there wasn't a connection. But what could it be? I wasn't able to find a file on Nina under the name Kalenkov or Perkova. Either she doesn't have one or it's stored somewhere else. Quite honestly, I find the things ridiculous.
Gehad? Ja.
Conditions like these would cause hospitals to shut down completely. At least I hope so. My doctor always uses a thing like that to listen to my lungs rattle.
Ja, die heb ik ook al vaak genoeg om gehad.
I don't really want to find out who or what is lying underneath it and where all these stains come from. Luckily, it can't be Nina. The person or thing is far too small. Ammonia. No idea what they use that for. Maybe as an alternative to smelling salts to bring someone back to consciousness?
Bucket.
The bucket is full of blood. I think I'm gonna throw up. I cannot find anything in particular on the skull, but the lungs. I can't imagine that the person is still alive. I cannot find anything in particular.
Hoe heb ik dat gemist? Foei. Scalpel.
Still appears to be new and unused.
Pas op, die dingen zijn scherp.
A syringe. Looks like it hasn't been used yet, although the needle's been uncovered. I'll have to be careful not to touch the needle.
En vooral de... Nee. Dan ga je mee snijden.
I can hear voices. As long as I don't know what to expect on the other side, I'm not touching this door.
Oké. kijken hoor.
What would happen if someone got an ammonia injection? Medical experiments will have to wait till later.
Oh ja, ik had die... was ik hem vergeten.
Can't do anything about that, but you're missing out. It's a really good game. I just wish the satellite dish wasn't so sensitive. I have to keep adjusting it. Hopefully, it won't be as windy as yesterday. I couldn't really see anything properly. No, you can forget that. Just be happy that the broad is in a deep sleep at least and not constantly on a rampage. Yep, and 3 more days up in that damp room, then our doctors have more work to do. No, you better stay up there. There's hardly anyone here, but in case someone should surface, there'll be another uproar about people leaving posts and so on. Not to worry. The head physician won't even notice that I'm more occupied with the TV during my shift than with making rounds. I'm keeping an eye on the entrance. If he doesn't come crawling through the basement, I'll notice him in time no matter what. Yep, will do. Till then. And don't go hunting rats again. The doc is still sour about the bullet holes.
A damp room somewhere on the upper floors. At least now I know where Nina is being held. But it's a little inconvenient that there are at least 2 guards there. I have got to get into contact with Nina somehow. Perhaps she's got an idea how to get rid of them. Her cell phone is off. I just tried it a moment ago. It is relatively quiet, but the guard still seems to be there. What would happen if someone got an ammonia injection? Medical experiments will have to wait till later. It seems to be a sewage pipe. It runs into the top floor. Hardly the newest model, but it fulfills its purpose.
Damn it! The stupid satellite dish needs adjusting again.
Apparently the guy has already readjusted the satellite dish. The guard is busy watching soccer on TV. Still, I'd better not go any further into the room, because if he turns around, I'm dead meat. A heavy safety door. It only seems to open from one side. The wedge seems to be keeping the door ajar. I'd better not go there. As soon as the guard notices me, I'll have some huge problems. Looks more like a hooligan than nursing staff. But maybe that was the basic qualification for the job. I'd better not go there. As soon as the guard... I'd better not... What would happen if someone got pneumonia? Oh, a soccer program. Even if I don't like soccer, there's nothing I wouldn't give to be sitting on my couch with Nina and... But it doesn't necessarily have to be soccer. I'd better not go there. I'd better not go. It doesn't look like a typical ambulance, more like a military vehicle. But what is it doing this far away from civilization? Don't believe that just walking in is a good idea. Hardly the newest model, but it fulfills its purpose.
Damn it! The stupid satellite dish needs adjusting again.
Als ik nou die scalpel eens een keer op die...
If I attack the guard, he'll still be able to run from the room and raise an alarm. I shouldn't risk it. It doesn't look like a typical ambulance. Empty syringes, soiled bandages, and a finger. If I attack the guard... Apparently the guy has already readjusted the satellite dish.
Als ik nou die kabels doorsnijd.
The people should be working, not watching TV.
Damn it! The stupid satellite dish needs adjusting again.
Daar houden we mee bezig.
I'd better not go there. As soon as the guard notices me, I'll have some huge problems. I'd better not go. I'd better not go. I'd better not go there. As soon as the...
Hoezo?
If I lock the guard in, he'll be a bit baffled for a while. After a few minutes, though, he'll sound the alarm. I've got to think of something. How am I gonna silence the guy? What would happen if someone got pneumonia? I'd better not go.
Is er niks anders dan?
Conditions like these would cause hospitals to shut down
Swaps.
completely. At least I hope so.
Bloody swaps. Swaps. Waar?
I don't really want to find out who or what is lying underneath. The bucket is full of blood. There's a whole load of medicines and chemical stuff in it. If I'm not mistaken, one of these bottles contains that stuff Perez was sedated with in it. I still can't identify the rest. Before I know what I'm gonna do with it, I'll definitely not put any poison in it. I'm already not that happy with the thought of walking around with an exposed syringe. Before I know what I'm... A syringe? Phenylcyclidine piperidine, or PCP for short. That's the stuff they put poor old Perez out of action with. Before I know what I'm gonna do with it, I'll... There's a whole load of medicines.
Huh?
The guard is desperately trying to readjust the satellite dish. Don't believe that just walking in is a good... Ammonia. No idea what they use that for. Maybe as an alternative to smelling salts to bring someone back to consciousness? What would happen if someone got an ammonia injection? Medical experiments will have to wait till later. Phenylcyclidine piperidine, or PCP for short. That's the stuff they put poor old Perez out of action with. Before I know what I'm gonna do with it, I'll definitely not put any poison in it. I'm already not that happy with the thought of walking around with an exposed syringe.
Oké, dan... Fan.
If I attack the guard, he'll still be able to run from the room and raise an alarm. I shouldn't risk it.
Wah!
Distributing ammonia around me without any motivation at all is fun, but not very useful. I don't even know where this pipe leads.
Maar waarom geeft hij dat aan dan?
I can hear really loud snoring. And groans, something about a train, explosions, and Daddy. Now, wait a minute, that sounds like Nina. The pipe seems to lead into the room where she's being held. Nina, hey, wake up. Nina? No. Damn, she seems to be a heavy sleeper. She can't hear me. That penetrating smell might just take care of waking Nina up. Ugh, it stinks to hell down here now. That does not help me at all. Nina, hey, wake up! It's no good. They must have sedated her. If I call any louder, I'll probably alarm the whole hospital. Maybe the small ventilator is powerful enough to blow this ammonia stink into Nina's cell. Gotta be worth a try.
Ugh, what a terrible smell.
Hey!
Doesn't that contravene all the rules of the Geneva Convention?
I'm very happy that you're all right.
Max?
Who else? Or were you expecting someone special?
To tell you the truth, I wasn't prepared for a surprise visit. I should tidy up a bit here first. And let some air in. Did you send me this revolting smell in here?
Yes, there was no other way to wake you up. By the way, you snore and talk in your sleep.
If you mention that to anyone at all, you are a dead man.
Don't worry, but we have to get you out of there first.
Good idea. Do you have a plan?
No, not really.
Then now is the time to come up with one. I'll get myself tidied up in the meantime. The fact that the hero rescues the princess and she looks like something the cat dragged in was never part of any story that I have read.
Oké. Wat?
That's pretty. My grandmother used to earn a living crocheting placemats like that. I would probably break my fingers trying. It's broken out of the wall. I don't really want to know what is scrabbling around in there. That has seen better days. That one has had it. And with only one leg, you're useless as a chair. This chair leg is only made out of plastic, but I still can't break it off. It's broken out of the wall. That's pretty. The sweet smell of decomposition is the only reminder of what was once in here, whatever that might have been. And I lay on that thing. Ugh. The wall doesn't make a very solid impression. However, getting out of here would probably take days. Locked. I suppose that had to be expected, but it's still worth a try. I can talk to Max through this pipe. The wall doesn't make a very solid impression. However, getting out of here would probably take days. This chair leg is only made out of plastic, but I still can't break it off.
Was...
It's broken out of...
Ik heb het idee dat ik niet veel meer kan, maar...
Nina is at the end of the pipe. I have to get her out as quickly as possible.
Oké. Geen idee.
The batteries are flat, but the recording seems... There's a whole load of... It's probably broken, and that's why it's just sitting here. I'd better not go there. As soon as the guard notices me. I'd better not go there. As soon as the guard notices me, I'll have some huge problems.
Welke guard?
If I lock the guard in, he'll be a bit baffled for a while. After a few minutes, though, he'll sound the alarm. I've got to think of something. How am I going to silence the guy? Before I know what I'm going to do with it, Before I know what I'm...
Damn, dude.
If I attack the guard, he'll still be able to run from the room and raise an alarm. I shouldn't risk it.
Waar heeft hij het over? Ik heb geen idee.
That one has had it. That has seen better days.
Zit ik nou tegen een bug aan te hikken of zo? Of hoe zit dat?
And I lay...
Kijk, niks mee. Kijk ook niks mee. Hier ook niet. Sharp edge.
The wall doesn't make a very solid impression. However, getting out of here would...
Oh, wacht
Pull
even.
it once over this sharp edge and the work of many evenings goes to the dogs. Ooh, if my grandmother would see that. If I bring the thread into the pipe, it may very well get hooked onto the rusty walls of the pipe. The thread is not all that strong if a part breaks off when I tie a knot. The stone seems to have hit the bottom. Now I can exchange a few smaller objects with Max.
Aha.
Nina is at the end of the pipe. I have to get her out as quickly as possible. Nina is at the end of the pipe.
Okay.
This little bottle is pretty fragile. I'd better keep it with me. Before I know what I'm gonna do with it...
Nee. Geloof ik zelf zeker. Right.
So now the last leg is off too. Don't you go walking away.
Wat? Huh?
If I lock the gun, I've got to think of something. A hollow chair leg made of plastic. I'll take the back of the syringe off. The needle and its attachment should then be light enough for me to use it as a dart in my blowpipe. And if I touch this needle now, our little adventure will come to a pretty fast end.
Ja, dan moet je dat niet doen, hè?
The poisoned needle point awaits deployment. If I attack the guard, he'll still be able to run from the room and raise an alarm. I shouldn't risk it. If I attack the guard... Don't believe that just walking in is a good idea.
Oh, dus nu zie ik het pas.
The guard is desperately trying to readjust the satellite dish. The needle is lying loose in the pipe and would fall out.
Even kijken, wat kun je aan hem meer geven dan? Dit. Oké, dat was compleet waste. Dit kunnen we wel geven. Dit niet. Dit ook niet.
This little bottle is pretty fragile. I'd better keep it with me.
Ook niet.
The needle is lying loose.
Ook niet.
Her cell phone is off.
Oké, dan heb ik dit. Oh, dat kan ook terug. Blijkbaar. Goed. Hoe lang ben ik al bezig? 21 minuten. Oh, het is bijna al 10:30, ja. Oh, wacht.
Take that, scourge of every health authority. And I lay on that thing, a bit out of my exclusive comfort mattress.
Phone.
This little bottle is pretty... A small piece of foam rubber.
Foam rubber.
Crap. How did that happen?
That guy is making a hell of a noise. I'll have to get him to shut up very quickly. First of all, I should silence the guard. A heavy safety door. It only seems to open from one side. Either a live broadcast from the Antarctic or the effects of adjusting the satellite dish.
Ik heb geen idee wat ik nu ga doen.
I'll take the thumbtacks with me, but the bulletin board can stay where it is. First of all, I should silence the guard. First of all, the guard is in there, and that is the way it should stay. Cheese soup. Theoretically very delicious, but theory and practical life are very often rather far apart. The soup is so watery that I'll lose most of it moving around, and then I'll stink of cheese for the rest of my life.
Huh?
Either a live broadcast from the Antarctic or the effects of adjusting the satellite dish. First of all, I should silence the guard. The flap is probably for watching the patients from outside. That guy will notice me as soon as I open the flap, and if I don't eliminate him within a second, things here might get a little uncomfortable. I think that with such a hectic job, a little bit of peace won't hurt the guard.
Ouch! What was that?
So, I'm rid of him for now. The guard is in there, and that is the way it should stay. So, this is where the second guard is sitting. I almost landed in his lap. One more step and he'll notice me. I've got to think of something to distract him.
Locked. I suppose that had to be expected, but it's still worth a try.
Even kijken hoor. Pinaise, waar komt het met pinaise? Chairdeck. Wat is zij? Fiber.
A pin board with thousands of small notices, some instructions, naked women, telephone numbers, but nothing that brings me any further. Either a live broadcast from the Antarctic or the effects of adjusting the soup is so watery that I'll lose most of it moving around and then I'll stink of cheese for the rest of my life. The sponge sucks itself full of soup.
Oh, cheesy. Ja. Waarom kan ik nu al via de voordeur niet?
Locked.
Oh. Tuurlijk niet.
Whatever it is in there, if it is attracted to the smell, it'll grab its prey and disappear. It doesn't make much sense, really, does it? Whatever it is in there, if it is attracted to the smell, it'll grab its prey and disappear. It doesn't make much sense, really, does it?
Even kijken. Dit misschien ook nodig. Nee.
This little bottle is pretty
Even kijken hoor.
Whatever it is in there,
Waarom zou ik dat terug... Nee, dat wil ze dus helemaal niet.
whatever it is in there, if it is attracted to the smell, it'll grab its prey and disappear. It doesn't make much sense, really, does it?
phenylcyclidine piperidine, or PCP for short.
Oké. Het is alleen, hoe krijg ik die... Voor mij moet ik die rad hebben. Alleen, hoe dan? Wat heb jij nog dan? Dit wil niet. Wil ook niet.
There's no way I'll get past him. I've got... Nina's cell must be behind this door. I'd better do something first to make sure the guard is harmless and distracted.
Oké. Dan vraag ik aan Nina als zij even die wachter even wil afleiden.
Nina is at the end of the pipe. I have to get her out as quickly as possible.
Oké, prima.
Locked. Locked.
Oké.
The wall doesn't make a very solid I don't really want to know what is scrabbling around in there. I'm not reaching in there. Whatever it is in there... And I lay on that thing.
Surgery pliers, heb ik dat voor nodig dan? Even.
A hollow chair leg. You can look right through it. You can, but it's not obligatory.
Scheidzooi.
The lamp illuminates the cellar entrance. Hardly the newest model, but it fulfills its purpose. Don't believe that just walking in is a good idea.
Nee, ik moet die...
Whatever it is in there, if it is attracted to the smell, it'll grab its prey and disappear. It doesn't make much sense.
This little bottle is pretty fragile.
Nou, ik kan dus ook niet niks met die chairleg. En volgens mij zij ook niet.
Tying things together seems to be becoming a new hobby of mine. What a shame that I can't lure the guards here. A hollow chair leg. You can look right through it. You can, but it's not obligatory. The sweet smell of decomposition is the only reminder of what was once in here, whatever that might have been.
Wat mis ik nog? Dit wil niet door de goud. Heel raar. En dit wil niet omhoog.
This little bottle is pretty fragile.
Dit heeft ook geen zin. Dit wil ook niet.
Her cell phone is off.
Oh boy.
There's a whole load of medicines and chemical stuff in it. Conditions like these had caused...
Ja, ook geen zin.
There's no way I'll get past him. I've got to get rid of him somehow. Nina's cell must be behind this door. I'd better do something first to make sure the guard is harmless and distracted.
Het laakt. Sorry, ik kan hier verder ook niks meer.
I'm not... Whatever it is... That has seen better days. That one has had it.
Quite honestly, I find the things ridiculous.
Fijn. Ik ga kappen, want ik begin moe te worden. Website. Dus ik ben ook voor het kijken en tot de volgende Secret Files.